Alright, this is Mr. Anderson for Kellogg Community College. I'm making another video to show some of the discrepancies I have from the original ones and the updated worksheets. I often update these worksheets when I feel like there could be a better question that would get students closer to maybe a test question. So let's take a look at this. The obvious difference between what you probably have on your worksheet and what was given in the video was instead of the word and, it was the word or. Now we're going to solve these two equations, and we'll do so by using inverse operations. So subtract 5 from both sides. Negative 9 is less than 3x. Divide both sides by 3, so what we have is x is greater than negative 3. And using the symmetric property, we can flip that around. So now we have x is greater than negative 3, or here we have 2x plus 3 is less than or equal to 7. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. And so 2x is less than or equal to negative 10. We will then divide both sides by 2, so x is going to be less than or equal to negative 5. And then we're going to take a look at these on the number line. Negative 5 is to the left of negative 3. This is going to be, let's see, less than or equal to the negative 5. So let's go make that right here. So we're going to have a, we'll make a hard bracket, and this will be less than this. And then x is greater than negative 3, so we're going to have a parenthesis here. And there you go. Now, what this gives us, since this is an OR equation, which means that we can have one or the other, our set notation is going to be x knocking on the door, or x, so that we have x is less than or equal to negative 5, or x is greater than negative 3. Since it could be one or the other, it's okay to have both of these. You don't have to have an intersection of the two. The set notation is going to be from negative infinity up to and including negative 5, so we have a hard bracket there. And then we have the other set notation. You can use a comma. You can use the union symbol if you want to instead. We were going to have from negative 3 parentheses to positive infinity like that. So this would be the answer to this problem if we change the and to an or. And I'm going to do this problem too, since I made a very simple mistake at the end here, where I'm going to take this equation and plug it in for my f of x. So here's my 2 is less than negative 3x minus 8. And then I'm going to have my negative 3x minus 8 is less than 4. Obviously, I'm skipping the step where I would just plug it into the middle and then break it apart, but I find it's just easier doing it this way. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So this is 10 is less than negative 3x. Divide both sides by negative 3. And in doing so, the symbol will flip. So this is negative 10/3. The negative can go anywhere in the problem, top, bottom, or middle. And this is going to be x. We're going to then flip this around. And we're going to flip it around because, and this is where I made the mistake in the previous problem, where I wrote instead of negative 3 1/3, I wrote negative 3 1/2. So x is less than negative 3 1/3. Now we're going to work on this side over here. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. So negative 3x is less than 12. Divide both sides by negative 3. So x is going to be greater than negative 4. Then, so what you have here is negative 3 1/3 and negative 4. If you put that on a number line, that's what you'd have. The negative 4 would be to the left of negative 3. And I did that 1/2 again. Wow, something about my brain wants that 1/2. But negative 4 is to the left of negative 3 1/3. And so what I have is x is less than negative 3 1/3, and x is greater than negative 4. And this would be an and problem because we're going between two numbers. So when you see something between two numbers, this is always an and problem, at least in the simple versions that this book gives us. And now we're going to put this into our notation here. The set notation is going to be x between the negative 4 and negative 3 1/3. And it has to be written this way, or else it's poor math grammar. Lowest on the left, highest on right, less than symbols in that direction. If it was ever a less than or equal to, of course, you'd fill it in and you know, put a line underneath and have these as hard brackets instead of parentheses. And then finally, if we want to use set notation, the easiest of this in this case, this goes from -4 to -3 1/3. All right, well, thank you for watching this little fix to a video. If you find any more discrepancies, please let me know here, because I often, I thought I caught all of them, but apparently I didn't. So thank you very much for watching the videos.